gonna look a little different. Yes, only once? You get it once. All right. So that's stupid, but okay. Anyway, I have a question about operations. All right. So anyway, everybody has had like a lot of notes about the things that have been bothering them about the game, the new things. And I just wanted to go over some of the things that people are complaining about. One of the things specifically that I logged onto a Merc for is that people are saying that the shells are not applying correctly on Mercs, and on Sorks, the Wandering Mend is not giving you a 5th buff the way that it should with a tactical. So let's see, with Merc, I'm shelling and we're down to 6 shells again. So obviously that one is true, unfortunately. So that's one checklist off. That's the reason I hopped onto Merc, actually, was just to show that. And I'm afraid to click this interface. Double shell for 7? Oh, okay. That's not a waste of time, though. That's not a waste of time. It's broken. That's still broken. I think we can all agree that you shouldn't have to double shell to get your correct amount of shells. Unfortunately, that's really frustrating. Sorry, let me answer this question about operations. So anyway, I'm afraid, but we're gonna go into it. The character sheet. Oh, the changes. All right, let's check them out. So a lot of people are not a fan of just the overall change of the character sheet, the way that they have reprioritized the information on the left-hand side, the way that this amplifier list is not minimized or capable of being minimized, takes away from it. So in order to find other stats, you actually have to go through and click your stats. And it's just overall less useful than it was before. Not the character sheet. Yeah. So the stats specifically, people are really pressed about, and the character sheet and these amplifiers were another thing that people were really quite frustrated about, and like I can completely understand. So obviously this is much different than before. I can actually give you a side-by-side comparison of what it looked like beforehand. If you just give me a second, I will show you. Let's see, just to give everybody a that may not notice a big difference, show you what you're missing. Not a problem. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. That song is stuck in my head. I apologize to anybody that's having to listen to me because it's stuck in my head. But anyway, how's everybody's day? How you doing? So as you can see right here next to it, this is your before. So we're missing quite a bit of information just so that the outfit is bigger. And it's not even showing, I mean, it's not even showing the outfit. It's showing your gear. It was good playing WoW and enjoying it quite a bit. Playing WoW, huh? We're gonna lose players. I know we've already lost people in this change, just as it is. I know Ren has unsubscribed. And honestly, it's a shame because this is my favorite game by far. All right, so I want to go through and check these amplifiers because one of the complaints was something that had me quite stressed out. It was saying, people were saying that their amplifiers were requiring to be re-rolled. And I don't know if anybody was having this problem, but it looks like, oh my god, this is really annoying. I've already come to the conclusion this amplifier list is annoying. It keeps overlapping my other stuff. It looks like my, I don't like the weapons being in the middle of my stuff. So part of our complaints are probably just a lack of like liking change. No, you cannot disable the amplifier list. It is there. It is loud, proud, and fucking ugly. All right, it's gonna get a little toxic up in here. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be just a source of information tonight, but I have my own opinions, and we love this game. We all still play this game. You know, some of you 10 years after the fact. So hopefully we get heard, because a lot of people are freaking unhappy with the way that this is set up. So as you can see on the right, this picture right here shows you what it looked like before. You had your range and tech available to you. Your amplifiers didn't show unless you hovered over the piece, and then you could find out what amplifiers you had. I don't think that we needed an amplifier list to the side that's not minimizable. Even the social thing, in my opinion, is a terrible change to not have an option to make it smaller in the interface editor. Yeah, it's just, I don't understand a whole lot of this, but we're gonna keep going. So, inverted drop-down menu. I don't exactly know what that complaint was. If somebody wants to try to explain that one to me. I've showed the character sheet. I need someone to come to my stronghold. I know Cypher said he was gonna log in and do it for me. Hopefully he gets on in a second so that I can show you guys that. Let's check out the GTN, because there was some complaints about the GTN and the selling. Okay, so let's see. What can I sell? All right, so that looks a little bit different. I don't know what this is. They definitely changed the UI a little bit. I wish I had a previous picture of this one to give you guys an idea of what it looked like before. But we can try to search stuff and see what happens. Let's search med packs and see if that looks any different. That to me looks pretty much the same, but I know that there's definitely been some complaints about it from people that play the GTN and have a better understanding of what it's going to look like. Amplifier change was great. The character sheet, no. The last second credit price change. Yeah. Oh, that's, I mean, we can keep going on that if you want. Yeah, that was the other thing about amplifiers that needed to be talked about. I'm kind of hesitant to fuck with mine because they're all in perfect order, but let me pull a blank and we'll do a practice shoot here for you guys. I just, I don't want to mess up what I have. Okay. So let's pull this one out and throw the blank in here. Now, when you do this, you get your potential amplifiers. Interesting. Recalibrate. So you can recalibrate or update to a green, correct? So I saw the name Sassums in my followed list and thought, who the hell is this? So the name change I see. It's a little bit easier to spell, I think. It's a little bit. Don't have much time lately for any games. Reset button is gone. Anything with a long name and sales screen loses its name in the description. Ah, okay. All right, so I'm assuming this is how we do it, right? Update. Now we have a green amplifier. Now everything Interesting. Okay. Okay. How much money have I spent so far here, though, guys? Now we're on gold. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I'm losing millions of dollars here. I'm losing millions of dollars here, guys. Just millions of dollars. Ouch. Every time I hit this recalibrate to get what I want. Now, I've got it right here, actually. But I just blew 3 mil. So I don't know if that's technically cheaper. Still can roll non-relevant amplifiers to your class, which is super frustrating, right? Like, I don't need a tank amplifier ever. So that's still a frustrating and broken part of the game that they did not actually. 500 for a gold lock is redonk. If it was gold and roll lock, then it would be worth it, right? Right. If we could specifically lock it for the class or roll, then maybe. But that's a lot of money. That's a huge credit sink, and it's not any cheaper than what people were already paying in on these rolls. So, but you can get 50 presence and oral resistance for 500k, and I think that's another thing that they're just neglecting is it. End game content players get kind of like ignored in this game, and I hate to say that, but I feel like NIM content players and like ranked PvP players, people that like really want meticulously perfect gear, just kind of get ignored for like ease and access. It's definitely more geared in a way that benefits people that like craft and stuff like that. Whereas like it should be open access to everyone, you know, and it's really quite frustrating. Also, another thing that was complained about or like brought to my attention was just that there's white now. Most amplifiers don't actually help in any sort of way. Can we just talk about the fact that they've added another tier for you to roll through? So what was the necessity of that? Why is there white ones now? I changed my name. Yep. Yeah, I did. At least make it 30 seconds. 10 seconds of entering complifiers. And yeah, 10 seconds. I mean, you can be in combat and be 30 meters away from somebody. It's going to take you 10 seconds to get there with all of the slows in the game. But I digress. You know, those are things that they didn't hear us the first time. We complained. People were in the forums. People are in the discords with these devs. People are playing the game. People are content creators. You've got a lot of people that are putting content out into the community and aren't content creators according to TOR, but we're doing content. You've got Cease doing content. You've got Biggs doing content. You have, me. You have Kamiri doing content. You have people that are making guides. You have Rage Quitting. People are making guides. People are making YouTube videos. People are streaming. People are playing endgame content. And we're not being listened to. And the people that are content creators are not being asked for their opinions either. So it's not even that I'm saying that the content creators aren't doing anything. I'm saying that no one's listening to anyone. You know, the content creators don't have any more voice, it seems, than people that aren't content creators. But we're out here trying to get your attention. Right. You know, we're trying to get your attention. So here I am. Listen up. So another thing that people were really kind of bent out of shape about is the addition of a white amplifier. Just to add insult to injury, now you also have to roll past white, which I just don't understand why it's so punitive to get the amplifiers that we want. Why is getting end game gear such a punished offense? So she is a big first-person shooter streamer now. She needs to expand her name. I have like 2 full videos going over many of the things you're suggesting or problematic things in game. I know, and I would love to hear more of it. It's kind of like they spent so much attention on certain failed game, and then when, oh yeah, we have SWTOR 2. At least 10 different threads trying to support positive interaction and how to fix the matchmaking systems and maybe other PvP related things or other balance issues. Cease does a great job with putting together in-depth explanations. Oh, and I send people his way constantly. I've been a decent supporter of Cease's videos, and have, you know, referred to them myself, and agree with most of what he says, because we play the game. Cease plays the game. Cease plays the game at a level that most of us aren't playing the game. But to be honest, ask people that are doing the content. Ask us what we think. Get people's opinions. Find content creators for each niche. Like, you have story creators and you have PvPers. Get more PvP content creators. Get NIM rating content creators. Get these people that know the parts of the game that you're interested in fixing or that need to be fixed. Wish I had more time to get all out there, but I'm just busy of late. Yeah, and I mean, that's part of the thing is this isn't your full-time job, bro. You know, this is someone else's full-time job. So, all right, I think Cypher is in my stronghold. There he is. And we've gone over the shells. If you look, the Kolto shells, which should be a 7 stack, are not applying 7 stacks. You have to double shell in order to get your 7 stacks. So that's pretty frustrating. It's a huge waste of time, as on top of the fact that it's just it's broken, and it's broken 2 days after the patch with no answer from anybody on when it's going to get fixed. So Cypher has on, let's do the inspect. Eventually, it's okay. They changed that. The drop down is a little bit different. Inspect player. Oh, and that looks different too. Okay, so it's very big. That is very big. All right, so he should have 5 targets instead of 4 as his Wandering Mend. Now, Cypher, go ahead and Wandering Mend for me, buddy. And as you can see, you get 4. If it were working correctly, obviously that would say 5. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think, but obviously it's broken. Look, he can do it again, and I have 5, but that's not how this works. That's not how the game is supposed to work. So, super broken, something that should have been immediately addressed when the patch came out and they realized that it was broken. I have a raid tonight. I would like to be able to raid knowing that my skills will work appropriately. Luckily, I play Operative, and I haven't heard anything necessarily broken about Operative, but if I'd wanted to bring a Sork tonight, the best in slot tactical would not be usable tonight. It would be actually useless, and that's really frustrating. Like 98% of players aren't going to be able to afford to get the rolls on amps anymore. It's very punitive to people that are not rolling in cash. People that don't play the GTN, people that, and I hate to say this out loud, that people don't buy credits. I mean, I don't want to say that everybody that has money has bought credits, but like, it's really punishing to people that aren't doing that. And I don't understand that at all. So the old method of how I got my amplifiers is still the best strat. Sadly, at least weekly, you can re-roll on anything obtained armorings. And if you're free to play, you can only do 1 gold re-roll, and then you're going to be out of credits. Right. Yeah. So it's really not the end of the world for any category of player. You don't need to use it. You don't have to lock. You're correct, but it seems it was supposed to fix the problem, and it didn't fix the problem. It created a new complaint. It didn't address the problem. It changed the problem, you know? So imagine the devs screwing something up in this game. This game is perfectly broken like most of the players. Well, I would agree that I am perfectly broken. Thank you. But my complaint is more along the lines of it's broken and they didn't fix it immediately. Your game is not playing as intended in a way that is breaking classes. Classes are broken right now, and they're not fixing it. So another thing that's broken is the charges on Sin and Shadow. They have 2 charge abilities, only 1 charge is being used. Engineering Sniper, cluster bombs are not being applied. I don't play those classes, so I don't play those classes with any skill or knowledge, so I'm not going to hop onto those classes. But I think if you play those classes, you know they had a WIP patch, not a finalized working patch, work in progress. Yeah, interesting. They didn't fix it. They didn't fix it. Whatever their work in progress patch was, they didn't fix it at all. So, hi Cheryl. Hey, how's it going? So basically, of course, yes. I don't know why you whispered that. Everybody can see it. Yeah, test me out, buddy. Basically, the thing is people aren't happy with the broken system. People aren't happy with the UI changes. And the worst part of that is just the fact that BioWare hasn't responded. SWTOR hasn't responded. The outcry on Twitter is large enough that it's taking up at least half my feed, and no one's responding. People are complaining. People are upset about it. People are unsubbing. Your game is broken, and it's not being addressed. So that, and so that's kind of why I wanted to log on. I hadn't logged on yet. I've been playing other games because I knew it was broken. So I logged on tonight for my raid, and I just wanted to go over some of the things that people are most like pressed about, things that are really like frustrating, and things that people are quitting the game over. So I've covered it. We'd love to see you do better. We love your game, SWTOR. Like we're all here because we still love and enjoy this game. The PvP in this game has brought me lots of joy. Raiding with my friends brings me lots of joy. But it's not joyful to log on and realize that the class that I enjoy playing is not playing the way that isn't intended. Is not playing the way that you tell me it is intended. So that's where we're at with it. The problem is most of you subscribe to the game thinking that being a subscriber means your thoughts matter. Once your payment is processed, they stop caring about you. Well, all we can do is make content and hope that at some point it gets better. I don't want to see the game die. I don't want to see people leave the game over this. So this is where we're at. Like, I'm doing what I can. SWTOR burning in the background, time to flood Twitter with ads for cartel market items. Aaron's haste only gives 2 stacks, yet it still makes it instant. Okay. Interesting, that's broken as well. Love is too strong a word. It's purely to stay off boredom. I mean, I genuinely love this game. So I don't speak for everybody, but I genuinely enjoy and love playing this game and continue to play this game even after like 2 years. And for me, I feel like that's a big deal because I wasn't really a gamer before this. So I totally understand if they lost some files and this was why some things are broken, but there's no transparency. I'd rather have no patch than this patch. Right. And honestly, even if it was broken and they just said, hey guys, we fucked the pooch. Like, it happens, right? Like, we all mess up. But there hasn't been any answer on Twitter. There hasn't been any answer at all to people's complaints. Nobody's getting responses back from customer service. People aren't getting responses back on Twitter. People aren't getting responses back through Instagram. I mean, I'm getting tagged in multiple posts from multiple different players, from EU to NA. I mean, and we're all saying the same stuff, and we're 2 days in past the patch, and Colto shells aren't working, and charges aren't working, and the amplifier sheet is just, I mean, that's, like, if that's the worst part of this, then that's the worst part of this. But it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So that's where we're at. I mean, I'm going to continue to play this game. I still want to see this game succeed. And I would really love to see the devs and the SWTOR community communicate and find some common ground with content creators and listen to each other so that we can make the game better. That's what I want. I don't play SWTOR because I'm bored. I like it a lot for many different reasons. Agreed. This is what got me started in gaming. This is what got me started playing PvP. This is what got me started interested in other MMOs. This was my launching point, and I enjoy SWTOR. It is my game of choice. Over all of the other games that I have tried and played, I always come back to this one. This is my favorite. So, yeah, the 6.2 main focus was banning people to please the snowflakes. There has been quite a few bans. Toxicity is everywhere, but yeah. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people are going to be leaving the game. A lot of people are going to take a break from this, and that doesn't do anybody any good. So, does anybody have any other things that they have noticed that are broken before I log? Anything else that's broken? Not to forget the bugs they neglect, like naked comps in your stronghold, like right now. Where's there a naked comp? I don't see one. I actually kind of like that break. It's always really enjoyable to walk in and find a naked boy just sitting in my stronghold. I like that broken part. I like that break. But I miss my story content, as in story that lasts longer than 4 to 6 hours. I feel even more sorry for PvPers with the lack of new maps. Yeah, and you know, like that's a completely different issue than just like a patch just borking the game. But people are complaining about other stuff that's being neglected as well. We'd love more story content. We'd love fixes for PvP. Forcebound. We don't need new maps, but maybe fix the bugs that are in the maps. Maybe fix matchmaking. You know, ranked is dying. Fix it. Make it enjoyable. Make it useful. Make matchmaking make sense. And listen to the people that play your game. So, I don't know. I mean, just in general, like, hello, there are still bugs to fix, right? PvP got new maps, and then they did take them away. You are right. You are right. Making existing maps get updates where they get war-torn or even changed of game mode. Yeah. I mean, I would be down for that completely. That would be fine with me. And I don't mind the PvP maps that we have. I'd like to see Vanden come back. They can keep Quesh, but I'd like to see Vanden come back. And I'd like to maybe see like 8v8, like deathmatch, but I've asked for that. And dude, if they had an 8v8 arena, exactly, Biggs, exactly. Holy shit. Yeah. And I don't like being acid pulled, but nobody likes being acid pulled. If you can't do the DPS, don't play the game. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up. I do actually have a raid tonight, so if you want to hang out and watch the raid, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to play an operative because I think that that's the class that's not broken right now. So I will be right back and hang out